Hey, what's up guys? It's Marf and welcome back to another video. Today I am very excited to share with you guys some very early footage of Battlefield Mobile. Now, we knew that there was going to be a soft launch sometime this year, but I don't think anyone was expecting it to be very early after they announced it, which is great. And it is pretty easy to get into, I will say that. I'm not going to go into any other detail besides that, but if you want to get into it, it's not that hard to do so, which is really great. Now, as sort of a prerequisite to this video or a preamble, I do want to mention a couple of things. Firstly, obviously, this is very early gameplay of this game. They aren't planning on launching this globally until 2022. So I guess this is more of an alpha than really anything. And so just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. The other thing is my device and recording method. So I'm running this on an LG G8X, which is obviously not a very new device. I believe it has a Snapdragon 855, but it's not a very gaming oriented phone. So there was definitely a lot of lag spikes in this game, and you can tell that they still have a lot to do when it comes to optimization. I will say it actually is pretty decent. I wasn't expecting it to run as well as it did. The other thing I do want to mention is that I am really trying hard to find a really good recording method for my Android device, and unfortunately some of these clips are in very low bit rate, so I do apologize for that, but hopefully it's good enough for you guys to see the fidelity of this game, because unfortunately it doesn't look that great. Now again, this is very early on. I wish the only thing that would really make this game look a lot better is the render resolution. If you could look out onto the distance of objects, you can see that they're rendered at very low quality in terms of resolution. So if they bump up the resolution of what the game renders at, I think it would look a lot better than it currently does. Again, this is very early on, so I was just glad to play this because honestly, this does feel like Battlefield. It is very clunky, I will say, not only because of the frame rate drops, but also because of the controls. And unfortunately, that's just mobile as it is. There's not much we can do to get around that. But I will say this has the potential to really feel like a true Battlefield mobile game. And you can see in some of these clips, like a crazy sniper streak or a crazy LMG mowdown. That is an only in Battlefield moment. And I'm just on my, phone playing it. And that's just really exciting to me because I've been playing Battlefield for a very long time. And I've always been super excited if they were ever going to bring Battlefield to mobile. And finally they did. So anyway, beyond me talking and rambling, I want to, let you guys know what's in this game. So I did play with most of the guns, or at least all of the guns. There is only one pistol, but there is one LMG, one assault rifle, one SMG, and one sniper rifle. I don't think I got good gameplay of the SMG, so that might not be in the video, but it's a PP2000, I believe, the one in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. It's not really that special, but the assault rifle is the F2000, the LMG is the LSAT, which is a very common LMG, and the sniper was actually the 338 Recon from Battlefield 4. So a pretty wide variety of guns to try out, and they all felt really nice, I do have to say. Now, these servers are in Indonesia, so I have like 250 to 300 ping, so just keep in mind when you see me shooting at some people or getting shot at. Yeah, I have a very high ping, and so that's the reason why stuff doesn't look very smooth and stuff doesn't respond very well. But I want to go through the menu for a second because that is really important. That was something we were looking at to see how they were going to do it compared to Call of Duty Mobile, and it is pretty similar. Now, currently the only physical attachment you can change in this game is your scope. So you can switch between different scopes on your different guns, and you actually, just like Call of Duty Mobile, you can basically progress through experience your individual weapons, and by doing so you can unlock different perks, and some of them will be like quick aim and some of them will be like steady hands. And each of these perks has a little number that will tell you how many slots it will take up within the customization menu. And you tap the blank boxes under the details section, which is really cool because that detail section will tell you all of the different stats for the guns, which is very detailed, obviously, and it's very nice. But anyway, you click the little boxes and that will give you the ability to equip these different specializations or perks for your weapons, and that's pretty nice because you can basically buff your weapon as you use it, and it's a nice simple way of doing so. Beyond that, we have the, very general Battlefield classes, which, I'm happy to see. So you can get a medic bag, you can get an ammo crate. Right now there is a SMA in the game, which is an RPG, and then the Recon actually has a spotting drone. So kind of think of that like a MAV, but it does its own thing. You can't really control it by itself. So that's kind of cool. And honestly, beyond that, there isn't much. You can have different loadouts for your different classes. And in terms of the classes themselves, you can equip any gun with any class. So I don't know if they're going to restrict that later on or if that's just to test things, but right now you can, like, let's say equip an LMG as Recon. So yeah, beyond that, you'll see in this video a mix between low and maximum graphics. It did run at 60 FPS sometimes on max, so I wanted to try and get it at max so you could see what it looks like, but I also wanted to get it at low so you guys could see what the optimization level is on this game. And again, I have a Snapdragon 855, and after a couple minutes of playing, it didn't really matter which graphics setting I had. I was super stuttery and the frame rate dropped a lot. I do have to say it would get better every time I respawn, so I don't know if there's like some sort of memory leak as you're alive, and so as you keep being alive, your frame rate will drop, but then once you respawn, it sort of resets itself. I'm not sure. Again, this is very early on. I'm sure they have a lot of optimization to do. In terms of the audio, it sounds pretty good. Not as good as a full-on AAA DICE, Frostbite engine, first-person shooter Battlefield game. As you guys know, Battlefield and Battlefront sound absolutely amazing, but they didn't bring that audio fidelity into Battlefield Mobile, unfortunately. One thing I do want to mention is that this game does have destruction, and that's not something we've seen a lot of in terms of first-person shooters on mobile. So that's sort of a compromise I can see with them making in terms of graphical fidelity. Like, we want to put in destruction, but it might make the game look worse, so that's probably something they're messing with as well. But destruction is pretty nice. You can use grenades, rocket launchers, and tanks to explode various objects around the map and bust through walls. You will see some tank footage in this gameplay as well. I had a lot of fun. I think I was either the gunner or the tank driver itself. It is a bit confusing to sort of keep track of your tank's orientation, and especially with the control scheme of it. So hopefully maybe they can add a simplification to that to help tank drivers out. But otherwise, it really is just Battlefield, but with, touch controls. And it's definitely, a bit of a tear down in terms of graphical fidelity and whatnot. I do have to say a lot of players have been thinking the unknown player name are all bots. Actually, if you go in as a guest, you get automatically assigned that unnamed name. And so I'm pretty sure all of the unnamed players are real players, and a lot of the other random characters and number, names, those are actually bots because they react very similarly. So I'm sure there are bots in this game, just like many other modern mobile games. But hopefully there will be options to play in lobbies without bots, or maybe there'll be some sort of competitive mode where there won't be any bots at all. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited about this. It has a lot of potential. I think really the main thing they have to do is just clean up the optimization, the controls, and the fluidity of movement and shooting and all of that sort of thing, because that's what modern Battlefield is very good at. It feels very fluid and very easy to play in terms of getting used to things. This game was not that. It was very hard to shoot and to move and to get around the map and all that. And of course the FPS doesn't really help, but hopefully once they optimize it, maybe we'll get a beta, and you know what, it'll start looking just like Battlefield but for mobile. And it's called Battlefield Mobile. But overall, I have very high hopes for this game. I hope you guys are also very excited. This is a really great game. I'm very looking forward to it. Maybe just some nice competition with COD Mobile, and honestly, I just love Battlefield, so it's just nice to see on mobile. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys later.